In 1854, the doom was upon the Comanches. They were pretty much done. The state of Texas decides that, well, what we will do is we will set aside some reservations. One reservation for the Comanches, another reservation for various and sundry other tribes, the Wichitas, the Caddos, and we'll essentially have finally found some sort of accommodation for the fact that we have natives that have shared this land with these white settlers for so many decades. Well, Robert Simpson Neighbors is made the Indian agent to oversee this project, and Indians come in. Wichitas and Caddos, about 1,100 strong, move into their reservation. There's some Delawares that throw in with them. And there they find a nice allotment of land. They farm it, and they start to thrive. On the Comanche Reservation, which is actually just southwest of present-day Throckmorton, Texas, the Comanches come in, and what they see is nothing to their liking. These guys used to travel thousands of miles on raids. They used to hunt the buffalo all over the plains of West Texas and eastern New Mexico and Colorado and Kansas. And now they're left with a chunk of Throckmorton County. And it's not particularly exciting to them. And in fact, very few of the Comanches come in and stay at this reservation. Numbers run maybe 800 to 1,000. This also then exacerbates the Comanche leadership crisis. Do you go with the Indians to the reservation where you're given, food and clothing and shelter and a way to make a living, or do you take your chances still out on the Great Plains? Well, different people come up with different solutions. Tecumseh, for instance, says, I'm going straight reservation. Everybody wants to go with me. Come along. Buffalo Hump, famous from the days of the Republic of Texas, can't quite make up his mind. Seneco, he decides that there is no way he will ever be reconciled to whites and decides to live the rest of his days out on the plains. So all of a sudden, Comanches have some very difficult decisions to make. There's really no good solutions for them. Well, the ones that do not give in to the reservation system still try to pursue the raiding and trading empire, the raiding and trading pattern that had served them well for a century and a half. But their efforts are anemic compared to the previous days. And in fact, they're facing no future at all. There are so many people flooding into Texas that there is no future for the old raid and trade. Not only that, but the other Indians that are siding with federal authorities all seem to be doing well and seem to be thriving. Well, pretty soon the old lines that separated Texans from Comanches simply vanished. So you have these little isolated pockets of Comanches with Texans essentially just flooding through. They're like rocks in the middle of an ever-growing tide of humanity. The sheer demographic momentum will sweep the Comanches away. In addition, there's a new expansion of the American military presence on the southern Great Plains. A third line of U.S. force is established from 1854 to 1861. U.S. Army once again realigns their posts to take advantage of water and timber and other resources, and you have new posts established like Camp Cooper, Camp Hudson, Camp Colorado, and other forts or other posts that are really designed to be temporary in nature. Forts Lancaster, Stockton, Quitman, all these forts are established to help protect that road to California. All of it just shows that the old Comanche sovereignty is gone. Well, from 1858 to 1860, there's sort of a last spasm of Comanche independence. Comanches that are still trying to make their way out on the plains, still trying to make their way as an independent force, essentially draw the ire of politicians who then tell the army to go clean up the mess. And so the Army launches a series of campaigns against the Comanches during the last part of the 1850s. In March through May of 1858, there's a campaign by Texas Ranger Rip Ford with U.S. troops out to the Antelope Hills of present-day Western Indian Territory, or Western Oklahoma, present-day Oklahoma, then Indian Territory. But the reason that the Rangers are getting involved is because the United States government seems incapable of providing frontier defense by itself. So state authorities, working with federal authorities, go on campaigns